Hello, this is Mrs Mandalia here, and today our story is called Why Anansi Has 8 Skinny Legs. A long time ago, there lived a greedy spider called Anansi. His wife was a very good cook, but the greedy spider loved more than anything else to taste other people's food. One day, Anansi visited his friend, the rabbit. "Yum!" exclaimed Anansi as he entered the rabbit's kitchen. "Those greens you are cooking look delicious." "Why don't you stay for dinner?" asked the rabbit. "The greens are not cooked yet, but they will be soon." Anansi knew that if he stayed while the greens were cooking, the rabbit would give him chores to do, and the greedy spider hated to do other people's chores. So Anansi quickly thought up of a plan. So Anansi said to the rabbit, "I'm really sorry, my dear friend, but there are some things I need to do right away. Why don't I spin a length of my web and tie one end around my leg and the other around your cooking pot? Then when the greens have finished cooking, you can tug at my leg and I will come running to dinner." The rabbit thought that was a good idea, and so he tied Anansi's web around the pot and waved goodbye. Moments after Anansi had visited the rabbit, he walked past the house of his other friend, the monkey. "Yum!" exclaimed the greedy spider as he entered the monkey's kitchen. "That is a lovely meal of banana, honey and beans you are making." "Why don't you wait till I've finished cooking and stay for dinner?" asked the monkey. Once again, Anansi knew that the monkey would give him chores to do, and he did not want to do any chores. "I am really sorry, my dear friend. There are some things that I have to do right away. Why don't I spin a length of my web and tie one end around my leg and the other around the pot, so that when the beans and bananas have cooked, you can tug at my leg and I will come running to dinner?" The monkey agreed that this was a great idea, and so he tied Anansi's web to the pot and waved goodbye. On his way home, he visited 6 more of his friends that were busy preparing their evening meals. He visited the tortoise, the hare, the squirrel, the mouse, the fox, and the hog. And on each visit, Anansi spun his web and attached one end to his leg and the other to his friends' pots. Now, all 8 of Anansi's legs were attached to all 8 cooking pots. The greedy spider could not resist tricking his friends so that he could eat out of every pot without doing any chores. Anansi sat and waited patiently to feel the first tug from one of the pieces of web. He was looking forward to his food, especially the hog's sweet potato and honey dish. "I have really outdone myself this time," thought the greedy spider. "There will be so much food for me to eat without having to do any chores in return." Just then, Anansi felt one of the lengths of web tug at his leg. "This must be the rabbit," thought the spider. But then another length of web tugged at his leg, then another, and another, until all 8 of Anansi's legs were being pulled at once. Anansi dragged himself into the water so that the lengths of web would be washed away from his legs. One by one, the 8 pieces of web released from his legs, and Anansi was finally able to climb up the riverbank. When Anansi had recovered, he noticed something very strange about himself. All 8 of his little chubby legs had been stretched so that they were skinny and long. "How could I have been so greedy?" thought Anansi. "Now look what's happened to me. Not only do I have 8 skinny legs, but I now have to cook my own dinner. And that is why Anansi has 8 skinny legs." The end.